Wonderful point, Abhijit, and it kind of allows me to reflect on a particular point, which is a trend that I see these days, and this comes through a lot of coaching conversations that I do myself as well. Um, Following are the themes that I keep hearing. One, we keep applying for jobs we don't get to hear.
Hmm.
Two, we don't know where to look for jobs. We are there on LinkedIn and other job portals, but yeah, we just go there to take a look at what's available, keep applying for jobs, and come back. From that and the context that you shared, which is we have to stop looking at jobs as jobs, but what we need to do, and there is enough and more work to do. How would someone who is in his mid career bring in a shift in his perspective or her perspective about looking at opportunities differently? What should shift internally to look at opportunities more broader than what they have been looking at? And where is the whole personal branding presence coming into picture? If you have any thoughts on that.
So I think when people, think about LinkedIn as a place where you are going to find the opportunity, so that's one way to frame it. And everybody who's there, LinkedIn now has 1 billion people. So
Correct.
each time a new person joins LinkedIn, your opportunity to stand out in that crowd diminishes because
Correct.
so let's say if LinkedIn had only two of us, I have a 50% chance of doing it. But now LinkedIn has 1 billion people, so therefore it is that much harder for somebody to sort of get noticed out
True
there.
that.
So the only way you do it is by sort of really telling people what is it that you can do which creates value for them. Yeah. So if I say that I can help you build your personal brand, um, that's a kind of work that I can do for you. So then that
Correct.
can create the opportunity for me. So that's the first one, is to sort of really be very sharp focused in terms of what is the work that you can do for somebody else, not just this is what I enjoy doing. I
Hmm.
enjoy, many different things. I enjoy watching movies, but nobody's going to pay me for that, right? So we have
Unless
to
you are a
sort of,
movie reviewer.
which is different. And there are enough people who think that your movie reviews offer something of value to them, therefore they will read your reviews. And
Sure.
if that creates enough traction, then potentially a magazine will employ you, or a website will employ you, or your own website will get enough traction for that. So I think
Correct.
the way to sort of really start thinking about this whole place is that I think not enough people really start to look at what is it that they are doing which can actually start to add value to others. Your career is not going to be based on what I want to do or can do or I enjoy doing. It's about what do others find value in working with you. Two,
Hmm.
if you can create the value, the second thing that helps is how do you sort of differentiate yourself, which is really the personal branding space. And so, I recently did a column for, what I write for Times of India. So I wrote about how do you become a storyteller of your profession. So,
Hmm.
for example, if, for every profession, there are a couple of people who become iconic. They are the
Hmm.
storytellers of the profession. So if you kind of say that, the moment you start to think about, imagine if you got to learn physics from, say, someone of the caliber of, Einstein, or you
Hmm.
learn to play football from one of the superstars, so Messi
Hmm.
or Ronaldo. And
Hmm.
when you do that, these people are the storytellers of their profession. They're not only really, really good at what they do, but they also inspire others to get attracted to the profession.
Correct.
So that's what, you can be that icon of the profession. Once you become that, the opportunities find you rather than you looking for opportunities. It's always much tougher to look for opportunities, because then you're among the 1 in billion people, even if it's not everybody who's there is not competing with you. But let's say even if there are 20 people on LinkedIn who have the same qualifications, how are you different? And therefore, the opportunity for somebody to come and work with you is only if they know that this is who I'm looking for. So you have to make it easy for the other person to find you. So that, I think, is the two-step formula. So be really good at what you are doing. So build that skill. Be very clear about what you do. And two is to actually articulate it really well in whatever you are communicating that with. Pretty much, think about what you are doing. Gopal, your podcast is such a lovely
Hmm.
conversation about you're helping people, to really start thinking about their career in a very unique way. So
True.
you are actually through this podcast creating value for people, which is why they're joining you. So, that's the opportunity.
Thank you for that. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. And I think it's very important for people to really reflect on what they're good at, what they can do differently, and create a brand around that, which is a very good insight.